Welcome to this podcast. Here, we become aware of underappreciated issues around the world together. I'm Angelina. Today, we're diving into one of the most controversial labor systems in the world, the Kafala system in the Middle East. Its roots stretch back centuries, but its modern form traps millions of workers in cycles of exploitation. The Kafala system began in the 1950s as a way to regulate migrant workers in Gulf countries like Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the UAE. The word Kafala means sponsorship in Arabic. As companies and individuals pay for the workers' visa and travel fees, the worker in return has to work for 2 years minimum for the sponsor before they can change jobs. But the Kafala system in practice gives employers near total control over the workers' lives and freedom. Passports confiscated, wages withheld, abuse ignored. Today, it's the backbone of industries from construction to domestic work, tying workers to employers like property instead of human beings. Nirala arrived in Lebanon in 2009. She had agreed to work for $150 a month in order to support her family. But after 2 years of abuse, she ran away, leaving behind her passport, which her employer had confiscated, and $1,800 of unpaid wages. My madam used to scold me for nothing. I was forced to work all the time, yet madam was never happy. She even asked her husband to beat me. I was often beaten with sticks, says Anita Nirala, 27 years old, who was one of the groups that recently returned to Nepal. Other workers in construction like Purna collapse under the heat before they can return home at all. Purna's kidneys have failed from working in extreme heat conditions with inadequate water and food. When interviewed upon his return to Nepal, Purna tells reporters, "After hearing the news, the diagnosis, I felt like my life was over. I just wanted to come home as soon as possible because I wanted to die in Nepal." Even the most prosperous countries in the Middle East continue such abusive sponsorship systems. Amnesty International Secretary General Anis Kalamard remarks on the irony surrounding the COP28 conference by commenting that the UAE, with its abysmal human rights record, is spearheading discussions on one of the gravest existential human rights challenges facing humanity at one of the most high-profile international forums, makes a mockery of COP28. Next time, when world leaders and policymakers convene in conferences regarding the most important problems facing humanity, they must keep in mind the endless toil and hardships that migrant workers had to endure in constructing magnificent cities and countries around the world. Only then can we stop the rise of stories like Purna's and Nirala's.